Welcome to Renewed Day by Day with Pastor LaRosa. We are in our series called Christmas 2021 from the Gospel of Matthew. This week, we'll talk about the visitors of Christmas. Here is Pastor Ralph.
Let's look at the first visitors. They were angelic. And the word angel is mentioned about 200 times in the Bible. And they're God's servants, and they were actually created to serve people as well as God. So let's talk about the human obedience from the message from the angel. Actually, another word for angel, the Greek word means angel or messenger. Okay, in Matthew 1:24, when Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded, human obedience, and took Mary as his wife. That was a big choice. But he had no union with her, no sexual relations with her, until the day she gave birth to a son. That's amazing. And he gave him the name Jesus, Savior. So he was obedient. I can't wait to meet Joseph. He's quite a guy. And he protected Mary. He obeyed what God had told him through his messenger. And that was the first visitor. Okay, then we're going to look at a little bit at angelic worship, because angels only worship God. Even when the Apostle John tried to worship an angel, he said, no, you only worship God. So look at this angelic worship. Hebrews 1:6. And when he again brings the firstborn into the world, that's the birth of Christ, okay, he said, and let all the angels of God, notice angels of God, that means the elect angels, the one that chose to stay with God. The fallen angels chose to follow Satan. They were about 1/3. So let all the angels of course they don't worship him, but let all the angels of God, the elect angels, worship him. That's a title for those who stayed with God. And they're the ones that serve us and serve him. They're messengers. They're servants. In Hebrews, the last part of the chapter, it says they are ministers to heirs of salvation, and that's us. Okay, let's talk about the angelic messenger for a minute. In Luke chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, this is really interesting. We're going to look at two visitors from Luke. This is an important one because these people actually visited Bethlehem, the baby in a manger, okay? And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks. Many of these, because it was near Jerusalem, were for animal sacrifices. And when they had a festival day, it was huge. Thousands of animals were sacrificed. So they're keeping watch over their flocks by night. Verse 9 again, another angelic messenger. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them. Now listen very carefully to this phrase. It has a lot to do with our message today. And the glory of the Lord shone around them. And we're going to see that this is like the Shekinah glory. This is a glory that shows that God is there, that Jesus Christ is there. When he was on the Mount of Transfiguration and he revealed himself to his disciples and he showed them his glory, it was intensive light. So when it talks about this, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, huge bright light just shone in the sky. And you can imagine they were terrified, of course. I mean, this is a supernatural light. The glory of the Lord shone around them. Okay, in the Old Testament, this is called the Shekinah glory. And you see this many times when Jesus Christ, called the angel of the Lord, appeared. He appeared to Moses, especially in the tabernacle and as they went through the wilderness. I just want you to look, and even when they came out of Egypt and they crossed the Red Sea, this is really an important one. Very important. And remember, what you're going to see is the Shekinah glory was brightness and light, blazing glory to believers, to those who trusted in God, to those who were God-fearing. But for the others, they were blinded by it in a negative sense. It was darkness, it was a cloud, and they actually couldn't see the people they were pursuing. It protected them. So look at Exodus 13:21. By day, the Lord, notice that, the Lord went ahead of them to guide them on their way. And by night, he was a pillar of fire to give them light. This is the Shekinah glory, okay? And notice it's the Lord doing this. He appears in the form of light shining. Okay, look at Exodus 14:20. We're going to see in this Christmas story that only believers saw this light. We're going to see that. We're going to see what the light is. And it's really important, not only with the shepherds, but with the star, okay? So let's look at Exodus 14:20. Thus it was a cloud and darkness to the one. That was the Egyptians pursuing them, trying to kill them. And it gave light by night to the other. That's the Israelites. That's Moses. And that's those that were under God's care. And they saw it as light, whereas the ones trying to pursue them saw it as darkness. In other words, God can reveal himself to anyone he wants at any time. Just like Paul on the road to Damascus, Jesus Christ appeared as a light, but the other ones, the companions that were with Paul, didn't see the light. They just heard the voice. Okay, very important principle to understand as we develop this story.
Thank you for listening to Renewed Day by Day with Pastor Ralph LaRosa. Join us again tomorrow as Pastor Ralph continues his lesson about the visitors of Christmas. God bless you, stay healthy, and Merry Christmas!